Hello and welcome. I'm Nancy Gentle Boudrie, owner of Awaken with Light. You can learn more about me and the services I provide by visiting awakenwithlight.com. Today's gentle reflection is expanding upon developing our inner world. Last week's recording was on releasing the judgment, the self-criticism. Today we're expounding upon the concept of beginner's mind, the second of 7 mindful principles that I believe are the foundation for developing our inner world. I believe when we have a good sense of self, then our outer world begins to reflect that self-confidence, that articulation, that ability to understand how we see from our perspective of our inner world, then begins to reflect in our outer world. So very, very important. Our outer world doesn't define our inner world. I believe our inner world defines our outer world. So taking the concept of beginner's mind, what do I mean by that? I think a beautiful quote by Shunryu Suzuki. He says, in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. I think this really sums up what I mean by beginner's mind. Typically, we get in a pattern of thinking, a behavior. It's sticking with us when it no longer works, or it's very narrow-minded because we believe ourselves to be an expert in that field or in that thought pattern, and see how that quote, if you can visualize the vision becoming narrow when we think we're an expert. But when you're a beginner, you're taking all the data, all the information, you're taking it all in. Well, why not greet every moment with this beginner's mind? Now, habits are hard to break. But again, if we apply the 7 principles and we really learn to live mindfully aware, notice how we show up, how we process something, and instead choose to creatively adapt to the present moment, what's being shown right here and now, not bringing some behavioral pattern, mindset pattern, thought, emotional pattern into the present moment. Living mindfully aware and try not to think, I have to obtain something. Leave the mind open to expansiveness in the present moment. Always be a beginner. So let's do an exercise to kind of cultivate clearing that lens. If you find yourself in that habitual pattern, the awareness is power. So really learning and recognizing when you are reacting instead of responding to that moment. Detaching and being able to see yourself outside yourself. It's a neat art, neat skill, very empowering. But like anything, it's practice, right? So close the eyes, connect to the flow of breath. Inhale, exhale. Really notice the succinct flow. When you're inhaling, let the breath come in. When you're exhaling, let the breath roll out. When you're breathing in, breathe into our inner world. Exhale to our outer world. Breathing in, breathing out. Don't try to stop your thoughts. Just let them pass by. If the thought comes into your mind, let it come in and then let it go out. Try not to attach to it. Just let it come in, let it flow out. It won't stay long. Really practice the art of detachment from that thought. If you're trying to make yourself stop thinking, you're attached to the emotion, the annoyance, the bothering of being attached to those thoughts. But if you just recognize the mind is designed to think, you just place distance. Let the thought come in, let it flow out. If you find yourself getting attached to it, I'm not going to think about that right now. Don't be bothered by it. These are only like waves flowing in, flowing out. I truly believe you get calmer and calmer and have the staying power. But I would never say that thoughts just stop flowing. I am aware of my thought and I let it go. Those thoughts are not outside your mind. They are created by your own mind. So recognize, don't analyze it, just observe. They're like waves. If you leave your mind as it is, it will become calm. You yourself make the waves in your mind. Just imagine now, with each flow of breath, you're clearing the lens by which you see. Releasing everything before this moment and allowing this moment to just be. I choose expansiveness, vastness. I can see for miles. You're clearing the lens so you can process each moment on its own. You are choosing to greet life as a beginner, not an expert. I'll take it all in. I'll learn it all. I have an insatiable appetite for what is ahead of me. I'm not a know-it-all. In a few minutes, I'll prompt you to open the eyes. Encourage emotions and thoughts to be in alignment with being able to explore all possibilities for any situation, experience that you encounter. And when you're ready, gently open the eyes and choose that fresh perspective to the present moment. I thank you for holding space in this moment in time of true newness. The spirit in me bows and honors the spirit in you. Namaste.